What is the secret to not letting coworkers pull you into their toxic scenarios? Mark Twain once said, never argue with stupid people. They'll drag you down to their level and beat you with their experience. That's the very scientific first answer to you, okay? So that's the first way you prevent yourself in these scenarios. At the same time, the second way, in all seriousness, we have to realize that toxic people are missing something deep inside. And if you really think about it, it makes a lot of sense. Because if they are feeling wonderful about life, they wouldn't be calling you so terrible all the time. True. So they're missing something deep inside. So this also means if you try to logically rationalize whatever they are doing, how they should be, or you even try to change them, they'll never change. Here's the fact about human behavior. People's nature will never change. Now, you and I are different from that because we are actually consciously going through a process that can change the way we are. But most of these toxic people, let's be honest, they are not going through this process. True. So that means we don't try to change, we choose. Do not change, we choose. Imagine you are in an art gallery right now, yeah? And imagine you see this art painting up on the wall, all right? And imagine there's this old guy next to you and he starts screaming, I hate this painting. 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 Now, what would everyone be thinking about this old guy who's just screaming, I hate this painting? He's in this room right now. He's just screaming. He hates this painting. Well, we'd be thinking, if he hates it, instead of trying to change it, why doesn't he choose to go into another room? Why doesn't he choose to see it differently? How many of you are getting this, by the way? So in life, we don't have the rights to change. We have the rights to choose when it comes to this sort of scenario. How can you choose something different? How can you choose a different reaction? Because remember this, toxic people do take pleasure from putting you down, and they are experts at pressing your buttons and then some. And that means sometimes our most even intuitive responses is what keeps that toxic person keep coming back to you. You making sense of this? So therefore, we got to often do the reverse to end that curse. And at the same time, we got to seek better relationships. And the question is then, how do we know how to better seek better people? Well, you could ask people, okay, in terms of who they are. And of course, they will begin to share with you in terms of who they are. But they could also lie about that. True. What we're really trying to analyze when we're trying to see who somebody is their values. Yes, values. Because people's values, what are values? Deeply held beliefs, rarely changes. Now, how do you locate some of these values? You could ask them, but again, they could lie. True. The best thing to do to locate someone's values is we look at their past. We say in psychology, the indication of someone's future behavior is their past behavior. Making sense? If you want to know how someone's going to react to you or treat you, you actually look at how they've done it in the past. If that makes sense, say yes. Specifically, what we're looking for when we're looking for past behaviors is how these values are expressed. But one of the things that you are looking for is a pattern called loyalty. And how is loyalty expressed to you? Well, firstly, how many of you have ever met a disloyal person? Somebody who talks bad about people? Somebody who puts others down, who complains, who are negative. Now, those sort of stories we might find entertaining, but you and I know it wouldn't be long until we are the ones being put down whenever they are talking to their friends, right? They'll be back-chatting about us. Are you getting this? So what the pattern of loyalty normally looks like is anytime a conversation turns or steers towards negative in a group setting, that loyal person tends to walk away from that conversation, or they will support whomever that conversation is really about. That's a pattern called loyalty. Is that making sense? The next pattern you're looking for is a pattern of consistency. Because when you agree in a life or death scenario, there'll be nothing more dangerous than an inconsistent person. Somebody who says they'll show up to something, but they never do with you. How many know what I'm talking about? You know, in a lot of ways, that person who's inconsistent is showing you. Sometimes we find it quite entertaining to find inconsistent people because they tend to be quite wild, adventurous. You don't know what they're up to. But what they're really expressing to you is they can't be trusted. because they don't trust themselves.